What is going on, guys? Miles here, and in this video I'll be showing you guys what I think is the fastest way to level up right now in COD World War 2. One thing I'll note before I start the video is that this method is kind of hard to do and it's not really that viable, but I'll explain what I mean later on in the video. So this method involves Infected, which is a newish game mode in COD World War 2. It was added with the Attack of the Undead event, and I don't know if Infected is a permanent or temporary game mode, which is what I mean by this method actually being viable. But one important thing to note is that it's currently double XP in Infected, which makes this method insanely fast to level up, and most people seem to play Infected to AFK it. If you guys have played, you'll probably realize that like half the people in the lobby aren't actually playing the game and they're just staying in there to complete like special orders or to get a little bit of XP, because if you guys don't know, you can't actually get kicked for being AFK in Infected. But yesterday I was looking through my contracts and I saw one where I had to get 25 melee kills in like 40 minutes, and I decided to try and do this in Infected since it'll be much easier than doing it in like Domination or things like that. So I hopped into a game of Infected and I suicided using the Bouncing Betty so I could become Infected, and then I basically ran around killing all the AFK players, and I noticed that I gained an insane amount of XP in a really short time. So I think my best game of Infected, where I just ran around meleeing all the AFK players, I think I gained like 9,500 XP in a 70-second game, which is absolutely absurd. That is ridiculously fast, and I was wondering how long it would take me to prestige if I was just running around meleeing people in Infected, so I did the maths. In COD World War 2, to go from level 1 to being able to prestige, you need to gain 1,457,200 XP. And I said earlier that my best was 9,500 XP in 70 seconds, but for this calculation I'll assume you only get 9,000 XP per game and that each game takes about 90 seconds. And if you do the maths, then it shows that you need to play 162 games of Infected to go from level 1 to being able to prestige. And if you're playing games in 90 seconds, then it will take only 4 hours to prestige. And I would say 90 seconds per game is fairly reasonable, but if you assume that each game is only 70 seconds like my best time was, then it only takes 3 hours to prestige, which is ridiculously overpowered when you consider it's supposed to take like between 12 and 24 hours to prestige in this game. However, the times I've just calculated are the times you'll actually spend in-game playing Infected, and it doesn't include the time spent in the lobby. So if you're playing around 160 games of Infected to get to prestige, I'm gonna guess that's maybe around 150 minutes spent in the lobby waiting for the match to start. So that'll be about 2.5 hours added to your time, so it will take anywhere between 5.5 to 6.5 hours to prestige. So this method is insanely fast, but I don't really think it's that viable to do over the long term. And the reason for this is because finding a lobby full of AFK players in Infected can be very difficult to do depending on what time of day you're actually playing. And one other problem is that even if there's just one person who isn't AFK, that's going to cut your XP rates by an absolute crap ton, because either they will be infected and they'll be stealing your kills and reducing your XP, or they won't be infected and they'll be killing you as you're trying to end the game, which is going to increase the length of your games, which is really important because when you consider the games are supposed to be really short, like 70 to 90 seconds, even just by increasing the game by a small amount, that's going to have a big effect on the rate at which you level up. But there we have it, that is how you can level up insanely fast in Call of Duty World War 2. Would I recommend it? I guess you could give it a try, but it might be quite difficult to find a good lobby. But hopefully you guys found this video useful. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty, but I'll see you guys in another video.